From WKGC's Studio A on the campus of Gulf Coast State College, the Military Hour with your host, Carrie Dieter, on AM 1480, Southport, Panama City, Florida.
Good morning. Welcome to Military Hour. We have very special guests with us this morning. We have Jackie Parker, Public Affairs at Navy Base. We've got parachute rigger first class Barry Pendergrass. Good morning again. Good to see you. Barry's returning. And our first timer here is Navy diver first class Taylor Arney. Thank you again for your service, and I do appreciate it. They're going to share with us this morning about something really significant coming up. And I know all my Navy buddies out there who I never give any trouble to will want to hear about this. And while we're at it, the challenge is step up and be a sponsor to help all you Navy guys out there and gals. So who wants to start off? Since you're the committee member.
All right, so I guess that's me.
Let's start with you.
Yes, just like when I started with this organization, Navy Ball Committee this year, I was asked, hey, do you want to volunteer? And I said, yeah, sure, I'll help out. Just let me know what you need. A month later, here I am kind of running the show, which is fine. That's the Navy. Never again volunteer yourself.
That's every branch.
So far, we've actually been having a great time, just kind of getting the ball rolling. That's why we're here this morning, because we want to get the word out that Navy Ball this year will be 241st birthday celebration for the Navy. And so we're going to celebrate that in October. It's something that every year we do here and across the world, where Navy bases and even just the smallest contingent of Navy personnel, they will throw a birthday ball. This year is no different, so we're trying to get an early jump on the plans, and by being here this morning, hopefully we can get folks in the know and share some information about that.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the Navy was established 1775. Is that correct? Is that the right year?
You are correct.
It is. Yeah, I probably only know that because my father was in Navy, World War II, bubblehead, one of those guys that went in those little bitty things under the water and did something. He was a torpedo man, but anyway, he kept encouraging me to go in the the Navy, but I'm like, no. Terra firma, swimming pool, okay. Edge of the ocean, okay. Of course, at that point in my life, I had no idea that every branch has, encompasses every kind of aspect and job. But in any event, so thank you again for your service. And this looks like it's going to be a big, big deal. Saturday, October 15th, 2016.
Correct. That's great.
Okay. Now, what else is going on with this? Because I heard earlier sponsorships are available. What's the deal with that?
Well, sponsorships are an opportunity for organizations in the community to be a part of the Navy Ball. Opportunities for them to do a little advertising while at the same time supporting those who serve. Not just the Navy. In this sense, even though it is the Navy Ball, we invite active duty, reserve, all branches, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, you name it. And we want our civilian counterparts to join in the fun and the celebration, especially in this community, because we have so many folks who are aware the Navy is here, but really have no idea what we're doing. And so last year, for example, we had the Year of the Military Diver, big community event, drew a lot of people in. People really enjoyed that.
I remember that.
This event, maybe not quite that large, however, plenty of opportunities for us to do the same kind of thing. We want to make sure that the local community here is aware that we exist, and we want to work together to see things happening.
And that's part and parcel of why we do this, and we call the Military Hour. It's for all the, not only VSOs, but all the military personnel to start coalescing, and let's all work together. Let's get the word out. Nobody has a corner on the market on knowledge or events that are going on. So I said that to say this. I'm also doing a Facebook page called Military Hour. It is open to anyone and everyone to post up events or things that are going on. The only proviso is that I will quickly edit out anything that is negative, so we don't need any of that. Sure. But if it's about supporting military families, anything's going on in the community, let's do it. Let's put it up there. That's what it's there for.
It's a small community around here, so I mean, we all kind of, I mean, and there's so many different branches around this area. I mean, I think we all, I mean, should stick together. You know,
exactly.
get the word out.
And not that I know that much about the facility here, but I believe, if I'm correct, that every branch that has anything to do with diving activities or anything related to water, they get trained here. Is that correct?
Except for the SEALs. Except for the
Navy
SEAls.
SEALs training.
Well, sure,
in California.
Well, that's like Delta Force. That's completely separate issues.
They are.
Sure, understood. Well, I think that's just terrific, and it's just great that you're here. And hopefully, there are no plans on the board from anyone to ever do a BRAC and you guys leave. So
I don't foresee that happening.
I hope not either. So
We like it in Panama City.
yeah, as do I, and most of us do. That's why we're here.
Right.
I think Panama City likes us too. A lot of jobs are created through the Navy base here, and that's important. And again, just another perfect example of why we want to be partnering with our community here. So, but you mentioned Facebook. That's a great opportunity for me to plug our Facebook page.
Do it.
We just started about 2 weeks ago. So right now, I think we're at around 100 likes. We'd like to see that up around 1,000, this time a month from now. But that page is facebook.com/NavyBallPC. And
One more time.
Navy Ball PC is the search for
There we go.
on your
We got it
Facebook
up.
page. So, it's a work in progress. Limited information there, but as we continue throughout the process of coming up into October, we will make sure to put everything that's pertinent there. We'll have some events that are going to be up there. We're going to do some online auctions and some other events, some tournaments and things for a little fun, do a little fundraising.
There you go.
And we'll also like to partner with you on your Facebook page so we can keep you in the know and you can help us
Please do.
advertise. So.
Absolutely. Please do. Like I said, we put it up there. As long as it's positive, it's going. So, no naysayers. We don't need that. If you're not fixing a problem, you're part of the problem. So,
That's right.
yeah,
That's
move,
right.
move forward. Well, now, Barry, tell me how you got involved in this portion, because I know you're a rigger, and
Well,
people's lives are in your hands doing that job.
we were actually talking about this on the way over. We're kind of those guys that, both of us are. We can't sit still for very long. So, I wanted to get involved with it. There, some people were asking for volunteers, and I was like, sure, I'll do it. But I guess the reason I'm not talking so much is because just here recently has been really hectic for me at work, and I haven't got involved with it as much as I should. Yeah, I mean, I like to help out as much as possible, especially around there.
You will be involved much more so, I'm sure. Yeah. You wind up, and I'm just forewarning you, when you finally get to where you can retire, you probably won't. You think you will, but you'll wind up doing more volunteer work even than you do now. But it's good. You get to meet plenty of people and get involved in a lot of good work for a lot of good people, and it's just about giving back.
Yes,
I've been giving much, so that's all I want to do is give back.
And that's what our sailors do all the time. I mean, and it's true. It's right. As soon as you get out, you start doing more volunteer work because you kind of miss. There's that gap. That selflessness. It's inherent in you once you serve, right?
Absolutely, and the camaraderie.
But you guys have got a long time before you go, and the camaraderie. That's right.
That's another one.
People are always, thanking us for our service, which is wonderful that people recognize that. But I can only speak for myself, but I like being able to serve other people because of their appreciation. So it's reciprocal in that aspect. And this is no different than that. But also, I have children. I mentioned, I think before we went on air,
you did.
I have 4 kids, and it's really important as a father to set that example that we give of ourselves to others, because it is going to come back one way or another. So what goes around comes around, and this and so many other things that are going on with the Navy base and this community are great opportunities. And I know that between us and the many others who are not here today, we do it because we enjoy doing it, and it's an opportunity to really say thank you in a reciprocal way.
Yeah,
and and if I can add on to that, with last year's successful Year of the Military Diver campaign, and thank you again for helping us spread the word about that. It was such a great event, and it took, I mean, it really was the whole year, but specifically in that month of May, that capstone week, the 4th through the 8th, we had so much positive feedback from the community, people coming out and saying, gosh, how can we see more of the base? When is the open house? And we had over 3,500 people come to visit the base within a 6-hour time frame. And so having not done an open house since 9/11, that was pretty big for us. And that was just one portion of the base. That wasn't actually opening up the entire base.
3,500.
It was fantastic.
Amazing.
We had school students bus in, so everybody wants to know what we're doing, and we do so many dynamic things on that base. So we support so many different mission areas, from diving and life support to naval special warfare to expeditionary. So you see the LCACs, all of you mariners out there who see the landing craft, the hovercrafts.
Yep.
And then everybody, of course, sees our great aircraft, our helicopters, the 2 different types flying from time to time. So we want to involve the community. And this is such a great opportunity, having listened to the community last year. This is a great opportunity for us to re-engage and start explaining this is why the Navy celebrates the Navy Birthday Ball every year. And, you know, you are welcome. We know that there's well over 23,000 veterans living in Bay County alone, and we want to include them. Hopefully we have to find a better or bigger place for, you know, a different venue, because we sell so many tickets. Wouldn't that be great?
In the last few years, there have been several hundred people coming to the event, most of whom were the active duty, you know, sailors, and some from the other branches. We really have a vision this year to grow that. You know, I would personally like to see, I set a goal for 1,000, which I think is definitely doable. 20,000 would be amazing. And we'd have to do it out on the beach somewhere.
Right.
Sandy, everybody kicks their shoes off, and, you know, we dance in the sand or something. But it is something that we want to continue to see grow year after year. So this is just really the start.
Well, I'll tell you, it's very interesting to me. I couldn't make it last year. I was out of town. I plan on making it this year, because as far as I know, I don't have anything going on this coming October.
Well, you can buy your tickets now.
I can do that now. Not a problem. We can do that.
Absolutely.
Do you have that app for your phone to do the credit card thing?
We have.
We do.
I do. Yes. Okay.
We do. It's funny you mentioned some of the fundraisers and things we do around the base, like pizza sales and breakfast, lunch kind of stuff. And last year we learned that by having that little card reader, it increased sales dramatically,
Yeah.
and people are definitely moving away from cash. So
Yeah, the technology is fantastic, and it works. That's the best thing. So yeah, if you need a donation, you go up there with your phone, your little reader, and go, come here.
That's right.
Right.
no more excuses for saying no.
Yeah, I can do that.
A lot of people make the joke, like whenever they walk by, you're like, "Hey, would you like to make a donation, or would you like to, you know, buy a slice of pizza, whatever the sale is?"
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, well, do you take credit card?" "Oh, well, actually, we do now."
Right.
Yeah, like, here. Yeah. So you got them. They can't back out at that point, can they?
That's right.
So I'm sorry, you were going to say something?
I was just going to say, so they've already started selling chocolate on base. We've had a pizza sale, and it was really great. We've got another pizza sale coming up on Friday. But, you know, these are the things, like you mentioned, that happen on the inside of the base. Eventually, we'll start taking some of the events, the fundraisers off base, and that's a great opportunity for the community to get involved.
Absolutely the way to go. Now, and I don't know if you can do this or not do this. If you can, I'd recommend doing it. Get somebody out to the VSOs, to the American Legions, the VFWs, AMVETs, and let them know what's going on. I mean, you can come do the 48, and I can bring you in, and you can say, here's what we got going on, and da-da-da-da-da. If you want to be a sponsor, sponsor. If you want to donate, donate. But speaking of sponsors, I would imagine there's levels, correct? Of sponsorship.
Yes, sir.
Do you have that with you? Can you run over that?
Well, we're working on that right now. We've got another committee meeting next week, so we hope to finalize that with the final flyer. So once we get all of that down, we will send it to you, and we can push it. We'll have it on our Navy Birthday Ball Facebook page. I'm sure all of the other Navy commands will be featuring that as well. But for now, if there's any questions, we have an email set up, we have a telephone, we've got Facebook, so there's many ways you can contact us. So again, the Facebook page,
all ears.
Navy Ball PC, right? The telephone number is not committed to memory, but it's over there on that fine draft flyer. There it is. So the telephone number is local area code 850-774-7837. And Petty Officer Arnie has set up a Gmail account, so if you want to email us, it's navyball2016@gmail.com.
Correct.
Oh, there we go. We've got the information out. And if you didn't quite get that and you're trying to write it down, rewind on your DVR and write it down. Get involved. Now, I would imagine most organizations have levels of sponsorship, and you probably going to have that too. Like if you want to cough up 10 grand, I'm not doing that. Or, it's probably in increments like that.
But you have your credit card. No, I'm just
Yeah, we
kidding.
do have the credit card. But because we do that with Covenant Care now, not hospice any longer. They changed the name, but we do that every year because we go to the gala and we just donate that way as sponsors. So get involved and stay on top of this. Let's help out with the Navy Ball. 200 and how many years was it? 241.
241.
That's a long, long time.
Yes, sir.
You
And we
guys
don't
been
look a
wet
day
forever?
over 20, do we?
No, not really. Not at all. We were all just 18 as far as my generation goes. Like,
Right.
Yeah, I was like, oh, gee, who's that in the mirror? But it's all good.
You know, and
We enjoy
if
it.
I can, I want to say a special thanks to Laura Chelsedine, who
I
got
know
me
Laura.
in
Yeah.
contact with you from Covenant Care.
Yeah,
That's
her
right.
and-
So
and
thank you,
Denisa.
Laura.
Yeah, and Denisa had. Hey.
That's right.
Yep, good people, very good people, absolutely. So, tell me a little bit more about you expect this ball to be. Is there going to be some special entertainment there? What kind of protocols are involved?
So we will, like any gala type event, we will have live music, which we have yet to solidify. So if anybody knows somebody special out there, we're all ears. But we're also reaching out through various networks to try and find somebody that is good and that people would be excited to come see. We've had great folks in the past, and we want to continue that trend.
Real quick, because there's a plethora of talent here locally, of musicians and bands. Is there anything in particular you're looking for local talent, or are you going outside of the local area for talent for the show, or any
Well, if
ideas
Toby
on
Keith's
that?
available, hey, I mean, we would love to have Toby or anybody of that caliber who wants to come play for us. But local, absolutely.
I'd rather
right?
see
Get
Tina
him in
Turner.
there. Well, and that's the thing is we want a nice rounded mix because everybody has
Sure.
different tastes, and so we want a band that can play.
Yeah, I like an eclectic
60s,
mix.
70s, maybe a little Motown doo-wop, right? Got to have a little bit of rock and roll in there too.
Gee, I
Something
did that this
contemporary.
morning on the radio. I did, yeah. As a matter of
Excellent.
fact, enjoyed it too. Somebody has, real quickly, because I go down these rabbit trails, somebody has loaded up a lot of music from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and I'm in there, and I'm like, there's probably half the population out here never heard of this song, from the old doo-wop and things like that. So I'm mixing all that up now, having more fun than an old man should. But thank you, Gulf Coast State College and WKGC. So they let me come and have fun, and I enjoy that. And they even gave me a raise. I'm up to 6 figures.
Woo!
6 figures.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Hope I get another one next year.
It pays to volunteer, though.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what this is about.
A lot of fun. So
that being said, if there's any bands out there that are interested in coming to play for us, or you want to put your hat in that basket, your name in the basket rather, email us at navyball2016@gmail.com.
That's right.
that'll get the ball rolling right
Shameless
there.
plug. And
No, there's no shameless plugs. Keep doing it.
Right,
Because a lot of
I'll
times,
do it all day.
and I'm sure I'm not the only one. You'll be hearing something or watching something, and I'm going, "Where's my pen? I got to write." And you're scrambling to write it down. It's like, oh, what? But I got a DVR. I can run it down.
there it is, right there.
Hey, there you
Yay.
go, Navy Ball 2016@gmail.com.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So
See, they're the best out here.
We're also still trying to find the right speaker. We always have a guest speaker. A lot of names have been put out. Everything from, active duty folks, retired folks, maybe not even military folks. So we're open for suggestions. We know that people in this community know a lot of people.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
would love to make a phone call for us if they feel inclined to do so. So we are not opposed to taking on those suggestions. We definitely, that's again why we're here, to let people know this is a work in progress. So this ball is going to be the result of the community coming together to build this thing and make it what it can be.
Well, with all due respect, I'm going to withdraw me being on that platform for that because I got something here to deal with. So anyway, we'll let that be as it is.
But you know, one thing, and I think we touched on it, but maybe we didn't say it really clearly, is this Navy Ball welcomes all branches of service.
Yes.
I know you talked about bringing active duty and reserves and federal civil servants and people who have never served before to attend, but you don't have to be in the Navy
That's right.
to come to it. You know, you can be Army or Marine Corps or Coast Guard, even Public Health Service. A lot of people don't even realize that they are also a uniform branch.
Right.
So they're welcome to come too and come in uniform and have a ball.
Law enforcement, first
Law
responders.
enforcement, absolutely. We'd love to see you there.
Yeah, that would be terrific. I just hope it's a huge success, and I believe it will be, especially when you got all these talented young people involved, because it's your time. It's your time.
Well,
Absolutely.
thank you for saying that. We're excited.
You know, another part of the Navy Ball that's really special is the reason why we have these balls every year these Navy birthday ball celebrations is to showcase and honor our history and heritage. So we have special ceremonies built within the actual event. So we've always got the most junior sailor with the most senior sailor there, and they get together and they get to cut the cake together. And it seems so simple, but it's very special, especially for that brand new maybe E1 or E2 who has brought a date or his wife or her wife or her husband or whoever that they bring. They get to cut that cake together, and it's special.
And a lot of people don't realize it, but it's those special moments that make and predicate and predict your future life, what you do. Because when you're impressed with, say, a senior, a mentor, and you're there with them doing something, and you're learning and you're experiencing, it stays with you. You don't forget that stuff. You just don't forget it. So anyway, I won't go down a philosophical path either because I'm definitely not a philosopher. And anybody that knows me knows you watch this guy. But in any event, there is, and this is a rabbit trail again, a rabbit hole I'm going down. And again, it's going to be up to the younger veterans, male, female alike, that it is, and I keep saying this because I recruit a lot of younger people into VSO. And the point is this: the VSOs of my generation, Vietnam and World War II, we're not, I don't believe, fulfilling what needs to be fulfilled for the Desert Storm, the Iraq, or the Afghan veterans. We're not really what those generations are looking for. Somehow we're missing the point. But that point is this: it's up to you guys to get in there if you're interested in being a VSO, and you make it better. We're done. I mean, you don't need a 65-year-old trying to command that ship and run that post. We need you, and all the communications now, instant communications. Geez, you guys can put something together, boom, 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 and everybody's there.
Well, you brought up a perfect example again as to why this type of event is crucial that everybody come, because it gives us opportunity to hang out together, have a good time, get to know each other, build relationships. Relationships aren't going to be built if we're not face to face.
Exactly.
Technology, brings us closer, but it also separates us by a mile, and that's one of the problems that we currently face in this world. So, by folks coming to the event and other events that we plan to hold between now and then, excellent opportunities for these things to happen and to grow. And because I think people in our generation are happy to support organizations.
Oh, I
like
believe
that.
so.
They
Oh,
just don't know they
100%.
exist.
Right.
And like we're doing here, we've got to get the word out. So it's a perfect opportunity.
And that again is what I say about all VSOs. We are not getting the word out. Our PR is not good because we're not reaching those generations.
I was actually looking at some certain groups and things like that earlier this week and last month, and I was asking people about them, and I guess if you read up on some of these groups around that local, you know, some of them will say like the you know, the average age of the people in there, and they're older.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, you know, our generation, they're kind of like, oh well, you know, if I go in there, I'm going to be the youngest, you know, the youngest guy. And you know, well, it takes, you know, that one or two guys to go in there originally to start something new.
Sure.
You know, so I was kind of not pushing it, but just talking about stuff like that.
But there's a lot of old guys like me that you help keep us young as long as you're there and you're engaged. Not that we want to dictate or anything.
Oh,
like
no, sir,
that.
no, sir. No, it's
But,
just
you know,
different.
An example is one of my other grandsons, combat medic. Now, as close as we've always been, and we're very close, generationally, and every generation has their own lingo. Okay, so where I get a lot of his puns and things like that, you know, through social media and whatnot, or even when we're face-to-face interacting, I don't quite get it. So I either, one, have to ask him to explain it, or two, I just have to just let it go and go, you know what, that's their deal. So, you know.
Laugh it off.
Exactly. You know, as long as he loves me and calls me Pops, it's all good.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, but, and I think older veterans need to understand that. We had our lingo, they've got their lingo.
Yes, sir.
We had our way, they have their way. Let them run. Let those thoroughbred horses run. So, and they will if you let them.
Sure. Yes, sir.
So, all right, I'm done with that. So, let's go back to the ball. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just thinking there's a lot of amazing organizations,
They are.
veteran-based organizations here like the VSO in Bay County who are always supporting us.
Absolutely.
And we've got a lot of our service members or our retirees or federal civil servants who are a part of that. And it's really exciting. Every once in a while you'll see, like maybe in a parade, and you go, wait a minute, I work with her, I work with him, you know, and it's just great to see that interaction. So this is one way that we'll get the word out, but I'm sure that they'll help us as well.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, and I will give you my credit card, and we'll buy the tickets. So there you go. There's a little commitment from a little guy.
So that's the first ticket, right, in the photo.
Yeah, well, we don't need a photo, but and I don't know if we can get any of that, but I'll just hold them up real quickly. Be looking for some of these assets on the Facebook page of what's coming up. Well, that one's probably not going to show.
Yeah, that one will be updated, and we'll get you all of the good
Yeah.
graphics. And again, it'll be on our Facebook.com
Right.
/ Navy Ball PC. Did I get that right?
there we go.
Taylor?
That's
correct.
Yep. So we'll have all of those flyers and event announcements there too. We're hoping to sync up with some of the local businesses around the base too, and also have family nights. Some of the local merchants said that they would be happy to help us, so there may be some flyers. Put in your Winn-Dixie or Publix grocery bags if we can work that.
Yeah, we want
Right?
to encourage all the businesses that want to, you know, participate. Please do,
Yeah.
some way, form, or fashion.
And you know, every year I love reading. I don't know if you guys like to do this too. I like to read all of the fun Navy ball stories from across the country about how young sailors and veteran service organizations or merchants have all partnered to make it a wow event. And people who have never been affiliated with the military before have gone to these celebrations, and they've learned about the history and the heritage of the Navy, and they actually realize that it's not so scary to talk to somebody in uniform. A lot of people might be afraid to approach you guys. I know when I was in uniform, we got a lot of people who were kind of like, I have a question, you know?
Yeah.
Ask away.
All you
right?
have to do is ask, yeah.
Right.
Funny about that ask and you shall receive thing.
That's right, and that's a perfect segue. I received a question. So yesterday we posted to our Navy Ball Facebook page that we were going to be here, and we said, hey, if you have any questions, let us know. So I got an actual text. It wasn't a Facebook post, but somebody texted me and said that they are interested to know where they can get the ticket prices. So eventually we'll have that on our Facebook page too, right? We're working on.
I think we're going to finalize that in our committee meeting, and should be. So keep your fingers crossed. By next Friday, I think we'll have a legitimate price list out there so people can see that. It'll be on the Facebook page, and we will see how we can partner with others to help us spread the word and make sure everybody's aware.
And
Well,
also,
now that we don't have prices established, I think I kind of gave them a blank check when I said I'll do mine today. So, honey, sorry about your retirement, but, you know, got to support our veterans
And we thank you for
and
that.
our active duty. guess I won't get dinner tonight, but I apologize for interrupting you.
That's okay. We have pizza. We'll bring some pizza on Friday.
There you go.
My cardiologist will love that. In any event. What else would you like to share? Because we're about to get ready to wrap this up. What I'd like for you to do, if you will, give the contact information one more time and the phone numbers and anything else you want to put out there for our viewers to know now and what's coming next on the agenda.
I'll let you take that one. The points of contact.
So the easiest way to reach me is through either the Facebook page or through that Gmail, which is navyball2016@gmail.com. The phone number is 850-774-7837.
Good deal.
And those are the easiest ways. Gmail, Facebook, I check them daily a couple times to make sure that I don't miss anything, so responses are pretty quick there. And then you had another question. I've forgotten what that was already.
Well, you're asking an old guy to remember what the question was. Anyway.
Upcoming events.
Yeah,
What's next?
Okay.
The next step in your process now.
Okay, so we're working with several community partners already right now to hold a couple of events. There are tournament ideas that have been floated, how we can get out and do some fun stuff at the same time to raise money. Golf tournaments, a 3-gun shooting tournament has been proposed. There was something you mentioned to me a day or two ago. Now I can't recall what that was.
Oh, I think we were going to boil up some mud bugs.
Ooh,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
We've got plans in store for that too. So,
Good
and
deal.
we'd like to get some more ideas. I mean, we do have a committee, but it's fairly small at this point. So the more that people want to throw on Facebook and say, here's an idea, we're all about trying new stuff, and the more exciting it is, the better
There you
it's going
go.
to be. So.
there you go.
You know, and there's a
Absolutely.
group out there of active duty military wives. And, you know, finding the right ball gown could be a little stressing or stressful. It could be a lot of fun, though, too. So if there are local merchants that maybe want to host something for these military spouses, the spouses of our active duty, we've got, I think in May is Military Spouse Appreciation Month and or week. So maybe that's a prime opportunity
That's a
for
good
them
idea.
to have some time,
That's a great idea.
with these folks. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because and you know this as well as I do. The VSOs that all of us are involved in, if it weren't for the ladies divisions, the auxiliaries, believe me, there's a lot would go undone because they do a tremendous amount of work.
Yes, they do.
And even though they get accolades, they probably don't get enough for everything they do because they support us. I mean, completely. I can only speak for my wife, but if it has something to do with veterans, she's behind me 100%. She's there. So
Same with mine.
That's more than a plus to me. So it's like, okay, because I don't have to hear any complaining or anything. Not that a wife would complain. Please don't get me wrong. So I think men do more complaining
She's only going
than
to
women.
complain that you just gave us a blank check. No.
Well, yeah, probably I'll be sleeping elsewhere, probably in the car or something. But love you, honey.
Before we wrap this up, if I can, I wanted to also feature the fact that this is Women's History Month.
Yes.
March is Women's History Month. And so the Navy and all branches of service are celebrating the contributions of women to military history. So check us out from time to time on our Facebook page. You know, we'll be talking about some of those contributions throughout the year, and because they certainly are the reason why the Navy is so strong.
Absolutely. Here's a clue, fellas. I have ultimate respect for women. My mother was one. We should all have that respect for all the women that are helping us. So that's all I have to say on that. And hopefully my wife will let me stay inside after I spend
We
all
hope.
her money. So, again, thank you.
Thank you very
And
much.
thank you both for your service.
Thank you,
Good to
sir.
see you again. And Jackie, thank you for what you do.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it. Hey, it's your show. It's your show. So that's a wrap, as they say.
From WKGC's Studio A on the campus of Gulf Coast State College, the Military Hour, with your host, Carrie Dieter on AM 1480, Southport, Panama City, Florida.